I'm going to move on. So the next one is 1024, which is another motion put forward by Councillor Taves. But before we come to him, I have a statement. This resolution regarding Oxford County Resolution number 16, dated November 8th, 2017, requests that Oxford County Council make information available to the general public within 60 days of today's date. The Township of Norwich is a corporation with 5 elected officials, each of which can ask unlimited questions of Township staff regarding our corporation. The 4 councillors here tonight can only ask of the Township. The Mayor, because he is a member of both Township and County Councils, can ask questions to both. The County of Oxford is a separate corporation with 10 elected officials, each of which can ask unlimited questions of staff regarding their corporation. So each corporation has specific responsibilities assigned by the County of Oxford Act. So a Township councillor is not entitled to ask questions of the county by way of a Township resolution. A Township councillor may apply as a general citizen for a delegation to hear their ask from the county. They do not have to ask to allow for it. So for these reasons, I'm declaring motion 1024 not within the jurisdiction of council as prescribed under Procedural Bylaw Section 10.6. So CEO Smith will outline any appeal mechanisms if there are any. Do you have any questions from council? Councillor Taves.
I'll appeal the ruling, Your Honor.
That's fine.
Right. So I think, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Councillor Taves. Section 9.5 of our procedural bylaw very specifically speaks to this. It says appeal of ruling of chair. 9.5.1. With respect to a ruling on procedural matters, as this is, if the member does not appeal the decision of the chair immediately thereafter to council, the decision of the chair shall be final. Councillor Taves has appealed, and so therefore that has been met. 9.5.2 says if the decision is appealed, the chair will give concise reasons for his ruling, which I believe the mayor has done, and will call a vote by council without debate on the following question. Will the ruling be sustained? And the decision of council is final. The chair may vote on this question, and in the event of a tie of votes, the ruling of the chair shall be deemed to be sustained. So Mayor Palmer, you would need to call a vote amongst the members of council. Will your ruling that this is out of order be sustained?
So I'm going to ask members of council, will my order be sustained?
If there could be a recorded vote, please.
That's fine. Councillor Goldberg?
Can you, through you, Mr. Mayor, can you repeat your response there, please?
The entire one?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
Your reason?
Right from the very start.
Just to read your points of.
So the resolution was regarding the Oxford County Resolution number 16 was dated November 8th, 2017. That's quite a while ago. It requests that Oxford County Council make information available to the general public within 60 days of the date of today. Now, this is a bit of a review. The Township of Norwich is a corporation with 5 elected officials, each of which can ask unlimited questions of Township staff regarding our corporation. The 4 councillors can ask only questions of the Township. The Mayor, because he is a member of both the Township and County Councils, can ask questions of both. The County of Oxford is also a corporation separate from ours with 10 elected officials, each of which can ask unlimited questions of staff regarding their corporation. Now, each corporation has specific responsibilities assigned by the County of Oxford Act. So from this, a Township councillor is not entitled to ask questions of the county by way of a Township resolution, which is what we have here. A Township councillor may apply as a citizen for a delegation to Oxford County for them to hear their ask. They do not have to allow it. So for these reasons, I'm declaring motion 1024 not within the jurisdiction of council, referencing section 10.6 of our procedural bylaw. And CEO Smith will outline any appeal mechanisms. So does that help you, Councillor Conberg? So we have a, Kim, yeah.
So we will have the recorded vote.
This is to maintain the direction taken by the mayor.
Yes,
Yes.
to say, will the ruling be sustained? Starting with Councillor Taze,
No.
Councillor Callenberg,
No.
Councillor DePlank,
Yes.
Councillor Gear,
No.
Councillor Mayor Palmer.
Yes.
Motion is lost.
So where does that leave us?
So, through you, Mr. Mayor, that means that the appeal of the ruling of the chair has been successful, and therefore the motion that is on the agenda that was brought forward by Councillor Taves should be debated and voted on by Council.
Okay.
Sure, so I'll go ahead and perhaps introduce my motion. Again, I tried to draft it in a way that it would be self-explanatory. There's no question that Oxford County passed this resolution in 2017. They passed it in open session of council.
Thank you,
It's a
Kim.
matter of public government. It's not, respectfully, a private corporate decision. The public has a right to know what actions have been taken since then, what targets have been adopted, what progress reports have been filed, and most importantly, what this has cost. Transparency is the bedrock of accountable government, and it is entirely appropriate that we as a township request that this information be made public. Again, it's a request, it's not a demand, it's not a requirement. That would be out of order, that's not our place, it's a request. I would suggest that lower tier councils, like our council, request information from the county all the time. We request information about road maintenance, waste management, health services planning. It's normal, it's fully within our jurisdiction. Warden Ryan talks about how the lower tier townships in Oxford County should work as a team. I would suggest that this is a good example of us working as a team. It's part of good communication between tiers of government. Very importantly, since 2022, levies on Norwich residents for Oxford County services have risen by over 36%. Since 2022, more than 36%, amounting to $31 million. That's 31 million reasons why we can be asking for this information. As councillors, we have a fiduciary responsibility to understand what is driving these tax increases. Climate initiatives may be part of the explanation, and our taxpayers deserve clarity. Whether the cost is large or small, it's our duty to track where their dollars are going and ensure that decisions taken at the county level are transparent to the local residents who ultimately pay the bill. And of course, all expenditures of public money have to be transparent. It's not political. It's not about has the money been misspent. It's not about has too much money been spent. It's not about how we may personally feel about spending on climate initiatives. It's about getting a sense of what costs have been incurred. And that's just information that should be available to the public. I would note that when there was a delegation to Oxford County in April of 2025, they presented a petition that had 777 Oxford residents. I will also say for the record that we have a packed house tonight. I'm very confident that many of the people here are very interested in whether or not we as a council will request this information from county council or not. It's just something that's very important to our constituents, and respectfully, in my opinion, we have a duty to follow through. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Councillor Taves. Any further questions? Councillor Gear.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, without having any questions, just I will kind of reiterate as well some of the comments that Councillor Taves has commented or brought forward for us. And I mean, transparency and accountability are two key ones when I sit in this seat. We've all had to tighten our belts in all of our households financially, and I believe holding the county accountable for their plans, the money that they accept from the adjoining municipalities, I think it's more than fair to ask for some type of transparency. and to be able to have this information made public. So that's my reason for supporting and to continue with this motion.
Thank you, Councillor Gear. Councillor DePlank.
Thank you, Mayor Palmer. So I guess I just want to ask Councillor Taves, so the direction here is the concern where the money's been spent for the Partners for Climate Protection Plan. Is that the concern?
We're not there yet. We just want the numbers,
The numbers for their budget?
as articulated in the motion, right? They passed this motion in 2017.
Yeah, for this plan.
Yeah, so the...
You basically,
No,
that's,
don't interrupt me.
no.
The motion in 2017 listed a number of commitments.
Mm-hmm.
So my motion tracks those commitments and asks, were they undertaken? Did they happen? And if they did happen, how much did it cost? That's all.
Okay, and I guess I did have a bit of a conversation with James Johnson today too. So just so everyone's clear, we collect roughly 20 million every year in our taxes. Total tax. Yeah, so basically our funds that come in, that amount, and then roughly 9.2 million went to the county last year, and then the rest goes to education. So I think, I know everybody wants accountability, and we all do, and just a little bit of I've got this piece of article from 2014, a little bit of interesting information. So back in 2014, the county budget, for every $200,000 of assessed property value, they listed where your money, if you paid $800 and some dollars to the county, this is where it went. Roads, 252. Whittingford Lodge, 133. Human Resources, 130. Other, 89. Emergency Services, 82. Library, 73. Solid Waste, 45. Public Health, 39. Planning, 20. So, and if you go to the county website and see where the expenses have gone, like in the last year, the largest portion of the county expenses, 28% county expenses. Roads, 16%. Childcare, 11%. Whittingford Lodge, 10%. Housing and paramedic services, 6%. So that totals up to 71% of that. And then there is money that comes from the government and such too. So I think from reading your proposal, you're more concerned of what they've spent on the climate control. That's the main part of your question. So you want them to go back to 2017 and do an audit of how much you want to know how much money they've spent. That's what it breaks down to.
The motion's self-explanatory.
I know, but you want to know the amount of dollars that have been spent, basically.
On those particular initiatives as articulated in the motion, yes.
So I know last year, Mayor Palmer, when we talked about the county budget, what was the big expense with the budget? Can you say if they've spent a lot of money on electric vehicles or how they've, just asking if you, in the 3 years you've been there?
That's kind of a hard question to ask, Cole.
No, but I remember when we asked, after the county had their budget, there
Yeah.
was a big increase. And
Big-
a lot of that increase was employees, if I'm not mistaken.
Affordable housing,
Affordable housing,
homelessness response,
yeah.
paramedic services, and long-term care. There was
Those were the major increases.
Yep.
And I don't
That's
know if
from-
I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but do you remember how many electric vehicles,
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think we all have to realize that there's a lot of money spent on a lot of other things as well. So, I'm not saying we shouldn't, my proposal would be that we ask the county at this budget to itemize all those items, but not going back to 2017. You want to know exactly what they spent on every item.
Public
You're
expenditure
trying
should be
to,
transparent.
Councillor Taves has a straightforward motion that we're going to vote on. Councillor Gear, then Councillor Conberg.
So, through you, Mr. Mayor, just added to Councillor DePlank's comments. So, yes, I could have chimed in there on the high finances that were done by the county, right, as the mayor had said there. My problem with it is, there's no plan. Okay? When that was introduced, and I brought that question up in council when we had numerous presentations here, is what is the plan? I mean, they provide all this great literature to us, but there's no significant plan. What is the plan for housing? What is the plan for, the homeless issue that they're having? We just keep throwing money at this. The green energy plan, we need to start seeing results. And that's why I'm in such support of this, is because we're not seeing it. So where do we start? And to me, this is it's a very straightforward motion. We're not looking to bury anybody. We just want some figures here, and we want some accountability and some transparency through this. And I don't think we're asking for too much right here, because I mean, as a taxpayer myself, I want to know where my money's going, especially like I mentioned previously. Every household in Ontario, in this country, has had to tighten up. So, we all are accountable for where our money's going. Why can't the county be accountable? I struggle with it, right? I mean, it's easy to throw names and all kinds of things at this, or ideas, but what's the plan? That's my biggest question. That would be my question to the warden, Marcus Ryan. What is the plan? So, Mr. Mayor, that is my question to you. Please take that to the warden. What is his plan? What is the Green Plan Initiative? What is he going to get done? Because I'm not seeing any results. Nothing positive.
Okay, Councillor Kohlenberg.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, this is just a comment. When I first took this seat, the reason why I stepped up is not because I enjoy this or have time for this, but I do see a need. And when it comes to federal and provincial spending, I can't touch that, but I can touch municipality. And I still struggle here today to control our finances. And I'm getting tired of people coming up to us, hey, our taxes are too high. Meanwhile, we struggle in here as Norwich Council to control our budgets. And then county comes across with the hikes they have been doing. And yeah, we just want transparency and accountability. And when I hear stories out there that some of the roads or the cars, the electric vehicles in the wintertime, they're doing a road patrol and they got to turn around and go back to the shop doing a road patrol to charge their car. Is that really what we need as a county, to buy equipment that isn't suited for the job? And that's just one example. I hear about them all the time. I hear of all the electric cars getting towed in the wintertime because of the time. The travel kilometers on a charge just drops in half when you get to -30. So I agree with this because of the accountability, and that's why I'm here, is to force Norwich Township and Oxford County. And as you said there, Lynn, earlier, $9 million went to the county. Her budget is $10 million. So what did we get out of the county for $9 million? And look at all the stuff that we have to maintain in Norwich Township for $9 million. So that's also, if we have clarity on this, that helps. Thank you.
Further questions?
Just a comment.
Councillor DePoint.
Thank you, Mayor Palmer. If you go to the county budget, it is broken down on the public website as to where the money does go. Have you gone to that to see, like I told you, the portions that go to different things? So this doesn't deal with homelessness, your motion.
No, it doesn't.
No. So if the county isn't spending enough on homelessness, that doesn't come into this motion here. Or it doesn't, but whatever.
Thank you.
I was just using that for an example. Sure.
So tomorrow is county council, and one of the items on county council tomorrow is the forecast, the study that people were allowed to fill in what they figured or what they thought was where they should be spending money. Electric vehicles was not anywhere near the top. You can go on the county website. It will outline exactly. In fact, it will give you all the responses for each township by township. kind of interesting to read them all. But there were not that many, considering there's over 140,000 people in our township, or actually in our county, and there was only a few thousand responses. So we have I got a lot of reading to do here. So, resolution number 14, moved by Councillor Taves and seconded by Councillor DePlank. Whereas on November 8th, 2017, over 7.5 years ago, Oxford County Council passed a resolution entitled Oxford County Council Resolution to join the FCM ICLEI brackets Local Governments for Sustainability Partners for Climate Protection Program, herein after called the joining resolution. Whereas between 2022 and 2025, Oxford County levied over $31 million related to Norwich Township residents. Whereas between 2022 and 2025, the amount Oxford County levied related to Norwich residents increased by over 36%. Whereas paragraph 4 of the joining resolution contemplates Canada's cities and communities driving systemic low-carbon practices that include building high-efficiency buildings, undertaking building retrofits, building electric vehicle infrastructure and electrified public transit, and implementing near-zero greenhouse gas, herein called GHG brackets waste plans. Whereas paragraph 9 of the joining resolution states that Partners for Climate Protection members commit to adopt a community GHG reduction of 30% below 2005 levels by 2030, and to consider adopting a deeper community and corporate emissions reduction target of 80% by 2050. Whereas paragraph 10 of the joining resolution states that the Partners for Climate Protection program is based on a 5-milestone framework that involves, number 1, completing a GHG inventory and forecast, number 2, setting a GHG reduction target, number 3 is developing a local action plan, number 4 is implementing the local action plan, and number 5 is monitoring progress and reporting results. Whereas paragraph 11 of the joining resolution states that Partners for Climate Protection program members commit to carry out the 5-milestone framework within 10 years of joining the program and to report on progress at least once every 2 years. Whereas paragraph 14 of the joining resolution authorizes Oxford County staff to communicate to the Federation of Canadian Municipalities its participation in the Partners for Climate Protection program and its commitment to achieving the milestones set out in the Partners for Climate Protection 5-milestone framework. And whereas paragraph 15 of the joining resolution appointed the Oxford County Deputy Warden and the Oxford County Chief Administrative Officer to oversee the implementation of the Partners for Climate Protection milestones. Whereas at the April 23, 2025 Oxford County Council meeting, Warden Marcus Ryan A. referred to Oxford County's leadership on environmental issues. B. stated that 100% renewable energy is essential to his role on council. And C. stated that Oxford County's environmental policies are working for our residents from a financial standpoint. Be it resolved that Norwich Township Council hereby requests Oxford County Council make the following information available to the general public within 60 days of today's date. Number 1, pursuant to paragraph 10 of the joining resolution, has Oxford County completed a GHG inventory? If so, A, please publish a copy of the GHG inventory. B, has the GHG inventory been formally and publicly adopted by Oxford County Council? And C, what was the cost incurred by Oxford County to complete the GHG inventory? Brackets, without limiting the generality of the foregoing, please include costs pertaining to staff hours, data collection, consultants, and legal fees. Number 2, also pursuant to paragraph 10 of the joining resolution, has Oxford County completed a GHG forecast? If so, A, please publish a copy of the GHG forecast. Has the GHG forecast been formally and publicly adopted by Oxford County Council? And C, what was the cost incurred by Oxford County to complete the GHG forecast? Brackets, without limiting the generality of the foregoing, please include costs pertaining to staff hours, data collection, consultants, and legal fees. And number 3, also pursuant to paragraph 10 of the joining resolution, has Oxford County set a GHG reduction target? If so, A, what is the Oxford County GHG reduction target? B, how was the Oxford County GHG reduction target determined? C, has the GHG reduction target been formally and publicly adopted by Oxford County Council? And D, what was the cost incurred by Oxford County in order to determine the GHG reduction target? Brackets. Without limiting the generality of the foregoing, please include costs pertaining to staff hours, data collection, consultants, and legal fees. And number 4, also pursuant to paragraph 10 of the joining resolution, has Oxford County developed a local action plan? If so, A, please publish a copy of the local action plan. B, has the local action plan been formally and publicly adopted by Oxford County Council? C, what was the cost incurred by Oxford County to develop the local action plan? Brackets. Without limiting the generality of the foregoing, please include costs pertaining to staff hours, data collection, consultants, and legal fees. And D, has the progress of the local action plan been monitored? If so, how has it been monitored? And E, what is the current status as regards implementation of the local action plan? And F, have the results of the local action plan been reported? If so, please publish those reports. And number 5, pursuant to paragraph 11 of the joining resolution, has Oxford County reported on the progress of the Partners for Climate Protection 5-milestone framework at least once every 2 years? And if so, please publish a copy of those reports. And number 6, as regards the fiscal years 2018 to 2025, please publish a year-by-year line item summary of the costs incurred by Oxford County associated with A, implementation of the Partners for Climate Protection Program 5-milestone framework, B, the climate change mitigation efforts, and C, the green energy expenditures. Again, without limiting the generality of the foregoing, please include costs pertaining to staff hours, data collection, consultants, and legal fees. Please also include any expenditures related to engagement sessions, printed or web materials, events, and any grants awarded to non-local, non-governmental organizations or community groups. And finally, number 7, looking forward, does Oxford County expect to incur any additional costs as regards A, implementation of the Partners for Climate Protection Program 5-milestone framework, B, the climate change mitigation efforts, or C, the green energy expenditures? And if so, please provide a year-by-year line item summary of those expected costs. That's it. That's all. Do you want it repeated? Show of hand. Maybe we should do this the same way with the recorded votes. I think that would be appropriate. I'll go first.
Mayor Palmer,
No.
Councillor Chase,
Yes.
Councillor Kallenberg,
Yes.
Councillor DePlank? No. Councillor Gear?
Yay.
Motion is carried.
Thank you. Here, you can have your pen back. So we're moving now down to closed session. There's nothing. Bylaws. Resolution number 15. Moved by Councillor Gear and seconded Councillor Kallenberg that the following bylaws as listed be introduced and taken as read at first and second